Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. You're watching The Family Business with Nato Agbayani. Welcome back to The Family Business on TNC with Nato Agbayani. Today we have two guests. We have Miss Cathy Salimbangon, the CEO of Organique, Inc. And of course, we have Virgilio Paralisan, the the Executive Director for Organizational Excellence for Premier Family Business Incorporated. And they're both from Cebu. So, first of all, we'd like to bring in this video from Organic just to give us an idea of the business of Miss Cathy Salimbangon. So let's play this video.
What started out as a vision and a dream of improving people's health, Organique Inc. has flourished and touched many lives throughout the years. From the Amazon to California to the Philippines, Organique began by introducing its flagship product, Organique Acai Premium Blend, the most potent acai juice concentrate. From humble beginnings, the brand has gone through leaps and bounds to be able to stay true to its mission in providing healthier choices that would complement everyone's way of life. Whether it be the US, the Philippines, or the global landscape, Organique has continuously pushed forward in sharing and developing products that promote healthier alternatives towards a healthier lifestyle. By bringing in this award-winning drink to the Philippines, health and wellness benefits are now in easy reach to all Filipinos. With a growing community, Organique has now become the central partner for all kinds of people from different walks of life, with a vision to provide delicious and healthier options for everyone. striking a balance between living healthy and living fearlessly. Organique pushes the limits of what it means to have a healthy lifestyle. The Organique community is made up of unique, boundless, and passionate individuals that are motivated and inspired to get the most out of their lives, proving that it's not only a product, but a way of life. Through social advocacy, the brand has successfully improved the lives of many individuals for 10 proud years. Now, Organique is gearing towards another decade of product innovation and life-changing social campaigns that break borders to touch not just the lives of people, but create positive difference in the world of today.
All right. Good afternoon. That was Organique. So, to know the woman behind this business, behind this family business, we'd like to bring in Miss Cathy Salimbangon from Cebu. So, good
Hi, good
afternoon, Miss
afternoon, Sir Nato.
Cathy.
Good
Mayong
afternoon.
hapon.
Maayong hapon and
Oh,
maayong hapon sa tanan na viewers.
yan. All right. So, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We saw the video earlier, and well, we'll go right and start this show. Miss Cathy is the CEO of Organic Inc. and among others. So she has a lot of businesses. So this is a diversified business right now. So first question, I'd like to ask you, like, how have you fared this pandemic? I mean, how has your business thrived through this pandemic, this crisis?
Actually, Nato, that's the yun ang maganda pag negosyante ka because you are challenged pag situation comes like this, no? Kung may mga problema. So your innovation, your strategy, it will arise kaagad, and that keeps your heart pumping. And as a business, as an entrepreneur, we need that, no, to be able to seek some opportunities. I know it's very sad that we have to deal with this pandemic, but it should not stop us, like for us a business person, to think of to think of ways to solve, no, not really solve, because until now, no, wala namang nakasolve talaga sa virus, but to create some ideas to curb the virus, the spread of the virus. And I think it's very important as a in the field of business and also in the community that we have to come together with all our ideas to be able to help the Filipino people. So in our part, sa organic naman, since our product is well focused on superfoods, antioxidants, so we cramp up our campaign for Immunostrong. That's why we partnered with Department of Health to promote strong immune system, and also spread their advocacy on how to curb the virus. So we partnered with them and other businesses on that case. And I think we have to also change our strategy. Like, for example, we are very heavy on events. We are very heavy on, social gatherings. So right now we aren't able to do that. So that's why we created our Wellness Wednesday, meaning there's a FB Live with promoting healthy lifestyle, preventing some diseases, and we have
It's like a webinar.
li-
Is it a webinar or something?
live
Yeah.
Facebook. Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So we have some experts, we have some doctors. I invited all aspect of experts in health, like nutritionists, some doctors, some specialists, so that we can impart, no, to the community. Kasi there's two things in. We know that the COVID-19, the mortality rate is very high in patients with comorbidity, yung may mga diabetes, high blood,
That's true. That's
obesity,
true.
di ba?
Yes.
So, how can we help us, especially ngayon, nasa bahay tayo, so that we are
Mm,
really high risk on those developing those comorbidity. So we impart the knowledge to have a healthy lifestyle, even at home, no? And also, once you have that, kasi kung may diabetes ka na, anong gagawin mo? No?
that's right.
To be able to, na hindi ka maano ng virus. So, um, I believe in, special in every business, you have some strength that you can contribute to curb this virus or to help the community dealing with this virus. And that's what we do and will
Yeah.
continue doing. Yeah.
That's really good. That's a good advocacy because we all need immunity right now. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I understand in the video you said that this business started about 10 years ago. So
Mhm.
practically about the same time that Premier Family Business Consulting
Yeah.
started in Cebu.
Oh,
So I mean,
that's nice.
can you tell us more about your family business journey? I mean, beginning from 10 years ago?
Yeah. Actually, sabi nga ni Steve Jobs, you cannot connect the dots moving forward, but just backward. Okay. I graduated as a nurse. We used to work as I used to work as a nurse in Canada and California. My husband is focused on IT, you know. But our experience there, because we used to manage a nursing home, my husband managed the admin side, I managed the nursing department. And we really see that a lot of lifestyle related diseases are affecting the elderlies, no? And this could have been prevented, or we could have done something that help them know at the early age, like a younger age, na ito
Yes,
yung lifestyle ko, di ba?
that's
Because
right.
lifestyle related diseases are preventable actually. And then, pagkatapos dyan, my husband worked in a nutraceutical company that makes healthy organic products worldwide, no? So wala mga preservative because we transferred to California. And it's really an opportunity for us. Actually, it's a blessing for us. And I didn't realize it not until I came back here. Because I really doesn't want to work like, doing Monday to Friday, ganun na
Yeah.
work. Because I was born like
9 to
an
5 jobs. Yeah.
oo, but wala kang magagawa, especially when you're abroad, di ba? You're
Mhm.
starting. So I
That's
have
right.
to capitalize on my nursing degree. But I realized, and it opened our eyes na, like when I were giving medication, I don't want to force our mga client, mga patient, no, forcing them to take something healthy because it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
So,
Medicine doesn't taste good. I
di
mean,
ba, sabi nga,
when you're in the hospital and they ask
di
you
ba?
to take it, yeah.
So, naawa ako. I mean, I don't want and to see them in their last days na trying to struggle, taking something, forcing them. So when we came back here, we realized we need to do something. We need to impart what we've learned abroad. So we started on this organic premium blend because when we were still there in California, actually, we sat down with the nutritionists, the experts, nutritionists, food chemists, dietitians on what's the best superfood there is in the world that we can impart to the community, and all of them are agreed that it's acai berry. But the thing is, acai berry doesn't taste good. Mapakla siya.
If it's in the natural form, it
In a
doesn't taste
natural
so good.
form, yeah. And
So
there's a
there's
challenge.
fructose. There's no fructose.
Okay. Uh, the misconception kasi, if the fructose is bad or sugars are bad. No, it's not. Only the table sugar is bad, the refined sugar, the one
Yeah.
that we're making for baked cake. But the fruit sugar is not bad, only in moderation, because the fruit sugar um, combined with the fiber, it helps. That's why it's low glycemic index. It's absorbed in the body slowly to maintain your blood sugar level. So going back to that idea na, that's why we think that we have to create a product that should be tastes good, palatable, at the same time very healthy. Because what good is your product if it's very healthy but hindi naman sustainable sa client or sa market, di ba?
Right. Mm.
And you have to understand that um, being healthy is not only physical, it's mental, psychological, and financial. So if you're not happy of what you're taking, it defeats the purpose as well, right?
Total
So
wellness.
dapat total
Yeah.
wellness yan.
Yes. Yes.
Oo. So that's why we started, me and my husband started it with our small capital. He was so close to his boss in US, the manufacturing company, that actually he asked no, his boss borrowed money from him during the time of the US crisis, the 2008, that the market crash.
Right. Right.
So yeah, and I was so surprised because they actually, yung company nila, yung loan sa bank wasn't approved because of course all the banks nag-crash. So my husband has a little savings, so they use that to transfer some equipments. And without, asking his boss, when are you gonna pay me or not? I mean, nag-kick in yung entrepreneurial niya. Siyempre, he feels for the business owner, di ba? So, with that kindness, pinayagan kami ng boss niya that they will manufacture small quantities of bottles, because I think they have to fill in the tanks, no? But for us, special case, because of the kindness that he was able to give. So nagpagawa kami ng small batch lang for us to start distributing it here in the
Selling
Philippines.
here.
Yeah, so and we're
That's how
very
it
happy.
started.
That's why that's what we started. That's how it started
So,
actually.
but I understand right now you've already diversified. So it's no longer just organic or health and wellness products. You are into other things right now as a family business, right?
Yeah, yes.
Can you
Yes.
tell us more about this? After
Um
organic, then yeah, what happened?
Actually, when again, we cannot, kasi sa US, we always move from houses to houses. Actually, I think we move around, let's say, 16 times already, no? So that's
Wow.
a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Because kami sa husband ko, we're risk taker. So we don't wait for our opportunity to come, but we seek our opportunity. So meaning, if there's a good opportunity on that area, then we go. We just pack our bags, put it in the car, and just leave everything. That's why we don't live a very luxurious life. We really live simply, because in an event that there's an opportunity, we just pack our bags and go. We took the advantage of our youthness, because when we migrated to Canada, we were just, I think, 24. We got married at the early age of 2021.
Yeah.
So we really had a good experience there, and good management experience, especially when we managed that nursing home. And that really opens our door in the management aspect. I don't think there's more difficult or challenges that can surpass that, when we used to turn around a nursing home in California. I mean, we turned it around from 186 pages of deficiencies to zero in 6 months.
Wow.
And yes, and
So
we,
you're applying that now to your business. I mean that discipline, etc.
yeah, yeah.
So so you've diversified. What are you into now? I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we are into construction, we are into real estate, because as a customer in real estate before, I know what the customer are looking.
Yes.
So, yun, and I know the functionality, 'di ba? When you come in the house, saan yung functionality nito? Because I've seen a lot of designs, and also quality that's not really that's not, hindi maganda ng quality, no, some of the built here in the Philippines. So nakita ko the quality abroad, Canada and California, because they're really strict on their quality, and also the efficiency when they build the house. So the time, I think 5 years ago, we were saying that given the chance, if we have some capital, we can start, buying some lot and building some townhouses for the Filipinos so that they can enjoy a quality townhouses. Yeah, and an
So you're
affordable
doing
one.
this in Cebu
No,
or in other
no,
places?
in Manila.
In Manila.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Manila. Yeah.
Oo.
But our construction, we have also construction. We are involved in some government projects. It's both Cebu and Manila area. Yeah.
Okay. So, so organic, real property development. Are there other things you're into now?
We started developing a brand skincare line because I believe that if you're an advocate of health, it doesn't stop from your inside, no, inside of your body, but it should be also in the outside. Your skin is the reflection of your health, no, and we wanted to have a to capitalize also kasi 'di ba yung acai namin is the raw mats, most of the raw mats or some of the raw mats are from Brazil and it's made in California. Now we develop a skincare brand and also purchase another skincare brand that capitalize the VCO here in the Philippines so that we can also help the farmers and the manufacturing here in the Philippines.
So
Yeah.
there, it's already a lot, no? From organic, from being were you employees before? You're employees,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you have a family business. It's growing, and right now, how many employees do you have?
A total, actually, we tried to, ito yung ano, because we're used to California Manggod and then also in Canada that when you go to a business, there's only 4 or 5 people in the office, no?
That's
So
right.
yeah, we're really used to that, the efficiency and the maximization of the personnel. So right now we are down to, I think, 60 or 70 people in all, but the admin only. Pero yung mga nasa field, wala yung, hindi yun kasama.
Yeah. So basically, you have dicers as well, no? Selling, and
Yeah,
then also,
we used
oh,
to, but because of this pandemic, the
yeah.
stores, hindi sila ina-allow. That's why I said we were down to 70, around almost 70 people
But
in the
still in
admin.
operation. That's the good thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
there's so little time for us, but maybe we can invite you again. But I'd like to ask you to like give an inspirational message to all the family businesses out there or those who are aspiring to become like you, uh, really family business owners and entrepreneurs. What can you tell them, Kathy? I mean, your life itself is a story that's really very inspirational. And what can you tell these founders, these business founders that are right now, shall we say, going through the crisis? Um, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Let
Yeah.
give them advice.
Yeah, actually, you never give up. When you give up, once you give up, and that's it. No, you lose the game. So it's only yourself, and yourself can win. In times of, and you doesn't. Please don't expect that when you're in business you're gonna get rich right away. No, that's a wrong notion. You can't even see your money because it's in the bank. All you have to do is keep on rolling it, right? So money should not be the motivation when you go for business. The primary motivation it should not be. It should be only secondary. I think you have to have an advocacy and the love of what you're doing. Like for example, on us on the health issues and health advocacies because we wanted to change the approach on supplement to the customer. So yun, it has to be more there has to be more advocacy on what you're doing other than the money. Okay. And the faith you have to have. Sa amin sa husband ko, we have a very strong faith because we can't do this on our own. We have to have guidance from the Holy Spirit, especially when you're down, because business most of the time, it's yo-yo up and down. So for you to have that strength to be able to put yourself, you have to have the guidance of our Lord. And another thing is you have to be very kind and treat your employees as your families, because without them you won't be in that position also. So yun, be, just be nice and be, again, you have to be able to see adversity as an opportunity. You don't give up if there's adversity. So probably it's a way of saying, you have to look for other ways to make it to make it work. So yun, I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
good simple advice.
I think the kindness part I can attest to. I think one of your employees, Mark, used to work with us. I
Mm.
was chief operating officer of Globaltronics
Ah, yeah.
before,
Oh, okay.
and Mark
Okay.
was Mark was with us, and then I think he was hired by Organic, and he's still there.
Yeah.
So that tells you something about the kindness part
Yeah.
of the management. By the
Yeah.
way, I'd like to greet some of our viewers. Justin De La Cruz is watching. He says, hi po, Ma'am Cathy. And then, of course,
Hi,
we
yeah.
have Heidi Lumaino from Cebu,
Oh,
watching also from Cebu.
hi.
So,
Magam
daghang mang watcher, viewers from
sa
Cebu
Cebu.
and other
Oh.
places, no?
Mm-mm.
So, Miss Cathy, daghang salamat.
Daghang
I
salamat
know
po.
I hope this is not the last. Maybe we can talk again and we can collaborate.
Sure, yeah.
Of course, there's so much more to talk about offline after the show. But rest assured, we'd like to thank you for really joining us in this show. And hopefully, ayan, may sabi, maayong hapon, sabi ni Heidi. She's also one of our hosts here in TNC. We have
Mm,
a lot of shows in TNC. So I hope this is not the
oh,
last, this is not the last time we'll see you, Miss Cathy.
yeah,
So
of course,
on
definitely.
behalf of TNC and the family business, we'd like to thank you. And God bless you. God bless your
Yes.
business. We
Thank
pray
you.
that your business will be strong so that a lot more families will be helped, a lot more people will have jobs, yung mga promodizers, mabalik, etc.
Oo,
And then
oo nga.
your business will expand, no? Sabi nga nila, no, yung Jabez prayer, no? And that
Mm.
my territory will expand. So that's our prayer also for you. So with
Thank
that, thank
you.
you, Miss Cathy. See
You
you
for having
again.
me. Thank you for
Definitely
having
we'll do Zoom meetings in the very, very, very soonest future.
me. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Looking forward. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you, Kathy. God
Bye.
bless you.
God
All right.
bless.
Thank you so much. All right. So we will go into a break. After this break, we will have Mr. Virgilio Paralisan of Premier Family Business Consulting. You're watching the Family Business. Welcome back to the family business on TNC. Okay, please watch our shows on the new channel. Yeah. All right. The big picture, HR hotline, the fourth project, Usapang Beauty, COVID stories, U-turn, the home buyer, the puppet stories, TNC marketplace, YOLO, money and more, money not yeah, money and more, and the talk, after shift, win within, Danny, foreign affairs, healthline, women at work, awesome day, cybernext, tech you, the town hall, and one day, of course, don't forget to watch the family business on TNC. Welcome back. This is the family business on TNC. Uh, we're bringing back Virgilio Paralisan from Premier Family Business Consulting. Let's welcome back um, Mr. Virgilio Toy Paralisan. Okay. Hello, Sir Toy.
Oh, yes. Good
Welcome to the
afternoon to
family
you and to
business.
your viewers.
Yes. So earlier we
First time to
had
do that.
okay. So earlier we had Cathy Salimbangon. She's also from Cebu, and she talked to us. She spoke about her business, organic, and a lot of other businesses that have that she's been doing this past 10 years. So I think very similar to Premier Family Business Consulting. We've been there for the last 10 years, and Sir Toy, I think you can like present your slides. We have them ready. If you want to do that first, or yeah, which one do you want to do
Actually,
first?
uh, we could just display the last part that summarizes the point. No, so just one slide later. Just the 4 points that I'm gonna talk about. But uh, do you want me to answer your question? Do you want me to talk about the context of Cassie's situation of how
What
do
do
you
you
want it?
think? Yeah, maybe I'll ask you first the questions,
Well,
and then later you can you can you
yeah,
can start presenting the slides, and yeah. But offhand,
yeah.
we see families like this, right? So from I think you've seen many founders coming from the, I mean, being an employee and then becoming founders themselves. What do you think about Kathy's journey about in their family business, in their own family business?
Yeah, I was listening to her and it was very interesting. But Cassie's journey is not really unique for entrepreneurs or family founders. No, if you look at how she journeyed, they started out working, learned from it, and then went out on their own. Had frustration of a startup, the challenges of moving around, and
Yes.
the good thing about them is they embrace the possibility that they will have to move from place to place. Imagine moving 16 times they move around. Talking about agility, that's agility.
Yes,
Imagine just dropping everything, pack
that's
your
right.
bags, slam it into the car, and just go. And that's very typical of especially a husband and wife team, right? And then they just decided, and probably lots of love, no? I mean, it's a lot of patience dragging your bags around with your husband, with your wife, and starting over, like. And then they learn. This is a key, actually. They learn because together with the excitement of that adventure, of that journey, is really the pain of making mistakes, of starting over, and they went through all that. And because of that, they gained resilience. They learned lessons. They learned from their mistakes and learn from them, especially learn from them, right? And then
Yes.
they started to venture somewhere else, started real
Mm-hmm.
estate and things like that, which is typical, no? But now, with all these realities, they are now confronted with new challenges, just like any family. And you know, and I know that we've been hearing stories of a total lockdown that has forced businesses to shut operations, and now they're starting over just like a new business. And probably everybody is really grouping around finding a way to start all over again. And that's going to be a situation for us in the coming months, and probably in the next 18 months.
So you think, Sir Toy, you're saying this is similar to, I think, Premier Family Business Consulting has already handled or handheld how many 80 more than 80 families in business, and a lot of
Yeah,
founders have gone
imagine
through the same journey, right?
right, yeah.
So do you
And
think,
not only
yeah,
you have the challenges of seeing the next generation starting their own, but without the challenges and the pain of what the founder had to go through.
so in this case, for example, so I think their first generation, then their second generation, um do you think at this point, like, of course they're still building up, right? They're their businesses is their businesses are diversifying. So given this situation in the pandemic, what advice can you like give families in business like the ones similar to Kathy's situation?
Okay, now the first really is we need to acknowledge what lessons were learned. Okay, and I'm just gonna go right over and breeze through at least six lessons that I think we've learned, all of us. We may not
Okay.
be able to acknowledge it, no, because we cannot articulate or recognize it yet. But the first lesson that obviously all of us has learned is that this pandemic is really to control it. It's really up to us individually and as a community. That's the first. The second is that the government cannot do this alone. The third is that this is not going to be the last pandemic, and the science is telling us there's more coming. Okay, so this is an unavoidable reality, and Kathy and the rest of the family enterprises will still experience these things in the coming years. Now, financial and logistical supports are limited. We already know that now. Government is admitting it. All of us
Right, right.
have really bungled our way, like us as the citizens, the government, the banking sector. We bungled our way through this pandemic. We were groping around and hitting the wall, no, so many times, hitting our head on the
Hit
wall
and
so
miss.
many times, no. Oh
Hit and
yeah,
hit
hit
and
and
miss.
miss, no. And then the thing is, even if we did make a vaccine solution to this, a vaccine is only as good as the pandemic it was designed to address. Okay. So in the case of Cassie, and in the case of families that are now trying to thrive, trying to survive this, of course, like what Cassie said, you have strategy. You have to go, and there's going to be a set of activities you need to do. Three, four, a dozen, 100. But the question is, what is it you with all of these activities, with all of you running around trying to do firefighting, what is it you really need to do that's very critical to first surviving before you can even think of the prospect of growth? In the coming months, I'm going to suggest just very four simple things you need to consider. Okay, four.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
first is you need to engage your customer more deeply now than before. If you weren't paying attention to your customers before, you pay attention now. Because if you have a really very great engagement and interaction with your customer, you're gonna understand if they're still relevant, if you are still relevant, and is your value proposition still relevant to them. And the only way to discover that and to discover the opportunity of serving them more is to engage them more. The second is to protect your workforce. In fact, Kathy mentioned that specifically, that their
Right,
employees
right.
are very important
Hmm.
to them, right? So protect your
Yeah.
workforce. It's not just the question of being kind. It's a question of, do they have health coverage? Do you have protocols to keep them safe in the office and while they travel, while they're at home, right? And then the next thing you need to do is stabilize your supply chain, especially in the case of Cathy, in which organic is actually a product, a physical product. which means that you need suppliers for raw materials, for packaging and things, and you need to stabilize and realize and protect whatever you have in terms of your supply chain. Where is it coming from? Will it arrive on time? Will it even arrive? No, in the case of this crisis. And the fourth one is subject your financial to stress testing, meaning you better know where your real revenue stream is coming from. What are the costs that's driving your business, that's supporting that revenue stream? And then really find out which one you can manage. Okay. And then the last thing is, where is your margins coming from? You can have a lot or a big revenue, but it's coming from a customer that costs more to serve. So you need to prioritize which customers are gonna drive your revenues in the coming months, because you may be forced to
Right.
choose, considering that there is shortage of logistics, no, manpower. All of these are coming together. Remember
Yeah.
that four.
There's a
If
saying,
you're
diba?
thinking of anything,
Right.
just four. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what we're
Just to
advising our
simplify,
clients
no?
right now.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
Because you'll be running
it's
around,
really
diba, with fire in your head, and then
right, right.
remember only the four things.
So that's right. Thank you, Sir Toy, for that. Okay. After this break, I have another question for you. We'll just have a short break. Thank you for sharing the four things we need to consider, and then we'll be right back with Sir Toy Paralisan. Good afternoon. You're back on the family business with Nato Agbayani. We bring back to you Virgilio Paralisan. He's the Executive Director for Organizational Excellence of Premier Family Business Consulting. So, welcome back, Sir Toy. So, all right. Earlier, you discussed four lessons or four things that you need to think about in this time of crisis. And I think at the end of the day, we have so many viewers here, and they're all families in business or maybe thinking of becoming founders of their own family businesses. So um, at this point, the pandemic is, you were saying earlier that this will not, maybe it will last longer than we think. Maybe we should brace for impact. And at the end of the day, if this pandemic ends, there might be another one coming. So, how do you really make your family business sustainable in these times, Sir Toy?
Well, the sad reality is we is really getting back to the basics. No? The things we take for granted before are the basics. Now, the basics are the most essential. Okay. First is really that those four focus areas, no, the customer, the supply, finance, right, the workforce. Those are very basic things, no. And the problem with that, with those basic things, is, and there are a lot of things to do even with just those four, right? And you need to understand that those four will need a team to do it. And for the longest time, most businesses never anticipate the worst. Because they were hit by the pandemic at a time when they were in their growth spurt. And this complacency has put us, practically all of us, off guard. And we got kicked out off our feet. We're trying to stand up right now, learning to walk again. That's basically where we are. That's why we're just focusing on four areas. When we were calling our customers, and this is the first step, we actually practice what we preach. No, we called our customers and asked them, happening to you right now? What is the best way for us to help you? And they didn't even say cash. It wasn't even cash, second or third. They need
Among
guidance
their
to
problems,
navigate.
it wasn't
Yeah.
cash, really, because they have cash.
It
The
came
problem was,
second
where
and
do we go
third.
from
We
here?
already know they had problems, right? Yeah, where do we go from here, right? It's like you had a boat, suddenly it stops because the captain is sick, the engine guy is sick. You have fuel, you didn't measure, but you know it's there, but you just can't go. You don't know where to land because any which way you go, there's the COVID-19 that's gonna attack you. This crisis is very personal. It hits us at the personal level. Once it hits the personal level, it cuts across. It doesn't care institutions, processes. It doesn't care about age. It attacks anyone, and that's why government was unprepared. And we cannot keep on criticizing government that way because all of us
Yeah.
actually is involved, right? At the family
All the
level,
strategic
we
plans,
go back to
all the
getting
strategic plans
organized.
were thrown out of the window,
Off, right? And you
'di ba?
remember, you facilitated one of our workshop, which is really to get into digital transformation seriously, right? And you've seen how
Right,
we've
right.
been fast tracking a lot of things, and our CEO was just like, "You really need to focus on this. We really need to get. Cannot help our customers. If we cannot help our customers, then we don't have an ocean to swim." Because
Yeah, that's true.
only a
I mean,
surviving customer is gonna.
in our case as well,
So
in
it is
Premiere,
in our best interest to help them.
right? We did digital transformation immediately because we needed to be digitally transformed to service clients. Otherwise, we would be irrelevant, right?
Yeah, we will be so irrelevant because imagine the most basic things. Email is becoming important. Social media is becoming more important. Channels like strategic all of a sudden, the things we ignored before, suddenly is strategic for us, right? And that's where we start. We start relearning the
Look at,
basics. And that's what we're doing. That's
yeah,
why we're
look at
focusing only
the,
on four areas.
exactly. Look at the new channel. This particular channel. It it came out of the pandemic, and really, from 3 shows now, it's 21 plus shows, and live streaming is really,
Yeah,
this is digital transformation, and it's becoming the new media. I mean, it's no longer the mainstream TV channels. It's really live stream, and the content is so rich. And I know you're head of digital transformation for Premiere. And how has your experience been in also hand holding the families, the clients, the families in business on digital transformation? How has it been?
yeah, yeah. It's like, imagine in under me alone, we have already more than 10 consultants on the field helping five or more families. That's enormous, right? Digital transformation of managing our files online, of managing communication, of coming up with SOBs, HubSpot. How do you think are we gonna survive next year when everybody's online, right? our finance officers considering payment portals, and I don't know if we'll get more of it. But right now the choices are so many, and imagine an ordinary family that haven't even perfected the use of Microsoft Excel yet. Imagine their predictions right now, and we're coaching them to slowly. We cannot just force the transformation because we had our challenges too, right? And based on our experience, we just cannot do this in weeks. It has to be a long-term plan. And our CEO John Ramos has been emphasizing na, okay, we're gonna be slow, I'm gonna be patient, but this is the long term, this is the long how. So we have to wait, right? But in spite
Right.
of that, we still really need to understand our customers at the end of the day. And our customers are needed right now. Our services is
Yeah.
like, para bang suba, it is needed right now. Our services are needed right now. That's why we didn't mind our clients calling us night, calling us early, because they really need help. And since our core values allows us really as a first priority, we have tailored services in such a way that responds to the most critical needs right now. So we are actually in an age where the opportunity is hitting us right smack on our faces. And that's why the digital transformation our CEO was decided was really timely right now. Our CEO has decided was really timely right now. It's like no, you can this is like drinking water. You have to drink that 8 glasses per day, like every day, right? And there's no optional na lang, I can do it next week. No, 8 glasses per day, like more than 10 hours a day devoted to that, because we're preparing for, because we're expecting this is a long journey. This pandemic thing is gonna be a long journey, and we have to coach our clients to embrace this rather than resist. And that's what we're also doing, because it's really to if you coach our clients, we better preaching it and practicing it ourselves, right? And we're doing it right the first time.
Right. Sir Toy, it's been such a great time having you and having Miss Cathy. There's so little time for all of us in this show. So I'd like to ask you now, what can you advise? One simple advice you can advise the families in business watching us right now before we end this show. And you said four things earlier. What's your last piece of advice for them, for all these families in business?
Well, I think that, like Kathy said, I'm not religious, but John has really really drilled this to my head that faith goes a long way.
Yes. All right.
Kathy was
So that's yeah. Okay.
and thank you for having
So
me pala.
right. Sir Toy, thank you. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you. I hope we had more time. Um, we had Cathy Salimbangon earlier. She's the CEO of Organic, and now we have Sir Toy with us. But before we end, we'd like to thank both of them. Having you here is really an inspiration. They talked about faith. At the end of the day, you can do so much. You can take care of everything humanly possible. But at the end of the day, it's really a matter of faith in all these things, because these things are unseen. No? Adversity is unseen. So before we end, we have the word of the day, and it's from John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. With that, we'd like to thank everyone. We'd like to thank Cathy Salimbangon for joining us. We'd like to thank Sir Toy, Virgilio Paralisan for joining us. And don't forget, you can go to www.premierfamilybusiness.com And you can also check out the website of Organic for inquiries. And this has been the family business with Nato Agbayani. Everybody, family business is everybody's business. So thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Uh, see you again next week at this same time, same slot at the TNC, the family business with Nato Agbayani. Thank you and good afternoon. God bless you all.